A biting game on a villain, but also on a civil person. So here there is a little fight between an old lady and the villain guy. The villain guy takes away the money of the old lady. They send the dog and he has to bite on the villain, and in the meantime the villain tries to scare the dog by beating him gently with the baguette with money. And when the order comes from the dog handler, the dog has to come back as quick as possible. Very good done. For example, today there was a little fight between the handler and the old lady. The next time the dog has to go through water. So those guys and those dogs, they really never know what will be next Sunday on the program. That's why they are so good dogs. Between the music boxes and all kind of natural trash. By trash I mean cut and piece of wood. And the dog has 1 minute to find the villain, and when he finds the villain he has to bark. So in 2 days so much dogs were not finding the villain, maybe due to the temperature, it's too hot, so they breathe too much through the mouth, so they forget to use their nose. But here, this one, look, yes, he finds it, he goes on the hill, he barks, and the public was very pleased when the dog finds the dog, so there was a little bit of applause. When the dog barks, the dog handler, Frank, goes to his dog, and then will start the transport of the villain, which is called the Apache. During this transport, the Apache will try to escape 3 times, and without order the dog has to bite the Apache until Frank will give the signal to go out of the suit. Look, here, the Apache, he jumps away, immediately the dog bites in, whisper signal, goes out, the villain, he escapes again, he shoots, command, jump away again, command, very well effectual exercise, very good trained dog, beautiful bite, good control. And what's really important in this sport is dog sport on a very high level is the control on the dog. He has to bite very well, but on that biting behavior has to be control. For example, here Frank leaves a basket with about $100,000 and goes away drinking a beer, and in the meantime the villain will try to take away the money, and here he uses a kind of electrical wind blower to try to push the dog away, but the dog, he says, hey, you can do that with all of Antwerp but not with me. The goal of this exercise is the dog has to wait as long as possible before biting, and then biting at least 2 big seconds in a very hard way. Boom, 1 second, 2 seconds, going back again on the money, very, very good. And during all these times, Frank is not talking to his dog, he's away, so there is no contact with the dog at all. Here we have a 3rd trial of the villain. Look, he will do it on a very, very slow way, try to push the dog back, take the other side of the road. No, the dog go back to his money, and this exercise gives about the maximum of the points. And the dog is very happy. And the dog has to show, he has to warn the handler that the bad guy is in their bag. Look. Frank is not allowed to speak with his dog, so The dog has to stay very close to Frank. Very nice. There's much music, much ambience. Here the villain, the Apache, tries to take the dog away from Frank, but yes, oh no. Here the villain follows. The dog warns his master by making a circle around Frank. Now there will be a moment of shake hands. On this moment the dog is not allowed to bite. Not allowed to bite. Then the villain goes hiding himself in a little house in wood, which will burn. So the little house is burning, and when there is a fire department has to come. Look, this is a guy from the fire department, and with a basket of water he will try to extinguish the fire, but no, he tries to fire the dog. He tries to frighten the dog, but the dog is very well trained, very good nerves, and will only goes out of the sleeve on the order of the dog handler. Very good. Very good. It's a pity that the dog was biting his false attack. We see here Mr. August Roge with his dog Victor. Both of them are a kind of ambassadors for our ring sport. Gust is for the moment 76 years old. He's about 40 years in this dog sport competition, and during those 40 years, every year he was there with the dog. Every year. Unbelievable but true. And he shows us that at the age of 76 we should still be able to work with the dog. Today we have a very international public on the field. They were coming from all around Belgium, people from France, people from Holland, people from Germany, Switzerland. I saw even people from Italy, and even a guy from Mexico was there. This is because they love this little Belgian competition. A competition from what they call here NVBK, which means Nationaal Verbond der Belgische Kinologen. In English, the Union of the Belgian Kinologues, which is an open competition where every dog is allowed to compete, but they only see the Mali coming up to compete. Why the Mali? Because we think the Mali for the moment is one of the dogs which has been in the hands of sporting guys, and sporting guys who are breeding for sport, which means work lines. And this in opposite to the most other working dogs who are too much breed for the purpose of show, to be beautiful. And we also like beautiful dogs, but we prefer them to be good workers, and when we see them good work, we love them. But the good work is the key of our success in breeding. Even when the dog has no papers, no problem, we use him and he will be a good stud for us. Why should we breed on papers? Because paperwork shows nothing. It's not because you're born in the bed of a king that you should be a good king, you know what I mean? These dogs first have to be good, and then they will be used as a stud. That's why those dogs, they are not too much sick, they don't need too much vets.